If I think about this as a real car that you would drive in the real world, I hate it. But if you think about this as some sort of like Hot Wheels car that's been added into GTA, I kind of like it. It looks like a toy car. It looks like a shoe. Today we're going to be looking at the Ocelot shoe. It's actually the Locust. Let's have a look. So this is a rather interesting looking sports car that's being added into the latest DLC for GTA Online. It's got a rather interesting interior though, very sort of bare bones. I like that it's different. This is the thing. It's not another boring supercar. It's different. It's cool. I like it. It's got this carbon fiber style seats going on here. We've got this carbon fiber on the doors. It's not that bad. It does look strange without having a windscreen, but other than that, not so bad. It does have a trunk and it does have a hood. So there you go. There's the engine right there. And then we also have the fuel tank and everything on the front, as you can probably tell with the fuel fill up bit in the middle, which actually sort of looks like a phone camera. Right, so should we actually be parked up on this pavement and modifying this? Maybe we'll find somewhere a little bit better. Let's just head down here, in fact. There we go. There's a nice quiet area just next to a massive freeway. Right, let's have a look. It does look like a Peugeot. Why does everything look like a Peugeot to me right now? Okay, so let's just go to menus customs. Let's go to spoiler. I want to see if we can actually have a windscreen added at some point. I'm sure we'll see. So we have the stock. We have the carbon spoiler version of the original. We have the GT spoiler, which actually looks quite nice for this. It's not too bad. We have that in carbon as well. We have the primary aggressive. Then we have that in carbon as well. Then we have the street spoiler. These don't look too bad. They do suit the car quite nicely. Then we also have the race spoiler as well. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to go for in terms of design. I might actually go for this aggressive one. I quite like this whole sort of like hanging down style look. I think it goes really nicely with this car. Onto the front bumper then. We have quite a few options to choose from. We have the stock front one. Then we have the street bumper. Sort of changes the look a little bit. Makes it look a little more happy. It does definitely have a smiley face, this one. Then we have that with the carbon in the middle. We have this one. Ooh, okay. This is kind of interesting. It's a little weird though. I'm still not entirely convinced with this like slopey down front end and these lights. It's a little weird. I actually like this bit here. I like this rear end. It's just the rest of it. But then we have the GT bumper. Then we have the GT carbon bumper. And then we have the race bumper, which makes it look even more smiley. And we also have that in carbon as well. I really don't know what style we're going to go for here. I might go for this street vented carbon bumper. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what other parts we have here. So on the side skirts, we have the stock. We have the primary colour, secondary colour, carbon. And then we also have the racing ones as well. I'm going to go for a carbon race one. Seems like I've got carbon here as well. It does look a little high. I've got to say, it like this front end, like there's not much space going in with the arches here. And then it just goes really high. There's just a massive amount of room. Why does that look so weird? It's also got a massive gap underneath. You wouldn't even need to jack this car up. Mind you, not that you can access anything. It's all sort of blocked off here. Side note, I wish my car was like this. The amount of rust I'm getting, or starting to get actually. That's actually kind of worrying. But we'll go for carbon. Then on the exhausts, we have the stock. We have the twin boxed exhaust. We have the radials. Then we have the titanium. We have the titanium split boxed. We have the large box. I don't really see the titanium in this one, to be honest. And then we have the triple radial boxed exhausts. All look kind of weird. All look very strange. I mean, the other thing is they don't actually go anywhere. They are not even exhausts at that point. At least these ones, like, they go black. They look like they go down a pipe. These ones... What are they? They look like lights. I've just had the glass smashed open or something. Now, let's try that titanium large box one, though, because it doesn't look too bad on that. It does suit it quite nicely. Then on the chassis... Okay, we've got lots of interior options here. I do quite like these stock carbon seats, though. But let's see where we go. So we have this cage. Oh, it actually adds an exoskeleton, but then it does go for these cheaper rubbish sports seats. We also have this in primary colour. Okay, this is adding a bit more structure to the car. Then we have that in secondary colour. Then we have the padded version. Then we have some other combinations going on here. Then we have this with coloured seats as well. I really wish we could have just had this stock interior with these cool, nice carbon fibre seats and also this combination of the bars. Like, we could have just had these separately. I don't know why they're all based in one thing, which is a shame. It means that I guess we're going to have to go for one with seats that I'm not really that into. I actually quite like this. The primary padded one with the black seats. It's not too bad. It sort of looks like a fun car. It's not so much of a supercar. It is just a fun little sports car, even though I have added lots of carbon fiber stuff to it. On the hood, we have the stock. We have the scooped hood. We have the twin scooped as well. Then we have the power bulge. We have the vented. Not too sure about that one. Then we also have... Oh, no, those vents aren't too bad. But then it is getting a bit mad looking at this point. Thing is, with this padding, it does sort of look like a sports utility style thing, you know, like a quad bike or something, or like a extravagant golf cart, which I'm not sure is really this car's style. So I think I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to go ahead and just change the chassis and just get rid of the padding. But there we go. We just have our engine, our brakes, transmission, suspension this time. Put the turbo on. Let's change the paints, even though this yellow does look quite nice. Oh, I see. We've got some nice two-tone here. We've definitely got some colour options we can go for. Actually, I've sort of stumbled upon some sort of like toy car style look here. Gone for red on the primary, and then we just got this yellow that was already here in the secondary. That actually sort of works. It does look like a toy car. I have said this. How are we looking on the liveries? This might look weird because we've got this two-tone colour going on, but we have the black stripe on one side. We have the white stripe. We have the yellow stripe. We have the Kronos, number 37. Kronos liveries down the side here. Then we have the Escalada Star 1, number 12. Pretty basic. We've got the white stripe going on in the middle as well. Then we have the Exorbed. Not too bad. This one actually matches quite well with the rest of it. This one's not so bad. Then we have the Narc, which also adds this yellow to the front. Not the same sort of yellow. But it's kind of close, but not entirely sure about that one. Then we have the Jackal. Not too sure on this. We've got some sort of like pink going to a sort of like a peachy yellow fade. Not too sure about that, especially like even that Horizon style fade on the front. Then we have the Excelsior, which adds this black stripe going along here. A bunch of white details. Number 37, Excelsior. Definitely not sure on that one either. And then we also have the Auto Exotic. It probably wouldn't look so bad if I didn't already have this red and yellow look going on. But we also have the Auto Exotic going on right there. I think that we either go for the stock or we go for, I think it was the, no, it was the Exorbed. It does sort of match. That is a very close colour. I mean, if we're going to be different, it does look a bit busy though, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna go stock. Change those wheels, make them look a little more fun. Actually, these wheels look quite nice on this. Should we make these yellow? No, let's not. Black steel, that will do. In V-Stancer, I'm not sure what to do because this rear end is really quite high. But if we were to drop the rear height, is this really going to level it out? Actually, it doesn't look so bad. I thought it was going to look worse. I thought it was just going to make the rear end look too low, but actually that does work out quite nicely. So maybe we'll do that. We'll get a bit of rear camber. Seems that we have dropped it down. The sort of matches just to have a little bit of camber to visually account for that. Same for the front. And we'll just leave that around there. Actually, that rear could probably do with going up a little bit now. So we'll get that much in about there, and then we can just lower the whole thing down. Okay, right, about that. We have a sort of winner. This is a kind of weird car. It's like a little go-kart kids car, but at the same time, it looks like it could mean business. It's a rather interesting looking car. I really want to know what you guys think about this one. This is definitely interesting. Not sure how this looks now. I slammed it down, especially now that we're moving. The rear is definitely pinning down, so maybe that height that we had at the rear was just because of the amount of, I don't know, the amount of power in this thing. I don't know. Put that up a little bit. That might make it look a bit more level on the road. Okay. Yeah, maybe it just didn't look that great when it was sat. It's not so bad now that we're actually moving. Right, well, I'm going to do one more build. I'm not even sure where I'm going to go with this one. I feel like I've done everything I need to do with this build, but I'm going to try and do one more. In fact, I'm going to go completely mad, and I'm going to make an off-roader style second build. This is going to be interesting. Let's take a look. Okay, well, I did it, and the scary thing is, it actually looks quite good. I'm still not sold on this front, by the way. I think the front is really strange. But if we just look at it from this angle, I kind of like it. I think it actually looks really cool as a sort of like weird sports car based battle car with all the dirt and everything on it. It's interesting. I kind of like how it looks. I didn't go for many extras. I went for the sports front bumper. I went for the sort of padded bit here. And also, as you can see, I went for 2 different colors. Made this nice two-tone style look again, just like I did with the other one. In 2 different shades of matte cream and brown, or desert tan. And then I made these wheels the same size. I didn't really change the size, but I did poke them out a little bit, and I raised the ride height, and that gave us this. Well, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below which one of these two you think looks better. Because, to be honest, this car is so weird that I actually really like this off-road build. It's just a shame that you guys in online definitely would not be able to get a build like this. This is purely for single-player people. But there we go. If you have got all the way to the end of this video, I would like for you to say built for survival, because that actually matches this car right here in the comment section below. I want you guys to let me know what you think of those 2 cars that I did in today's video. Maybe you'd have built yours differently. You can let me know in the comment section below. But there we go, guys. That was the Locust. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.